Hey viewers, welcome back to Joe's Bench. I'm Joe. I wanted to try to do a quick review on these Cobalt Extreme Access, this Cobalt Extreme Access socket set, and I'm hoping to try to do a quick one, but we seem to get long-winded on me. So anyways, I'll make it as fast as I can here. Cobalt branded. You get it from Lowe's. I paid $60 for this set, 47 piece. It's got the 3/8 and what they consider 1/4 inch sizes. Number one reason why I went with this set is because it's a hex drive. They have a spline drive sets. They have spline drive sets as well. Husky, I think they do spline. Gear Wrench does spline. A lot of them do spline. I don't like spline because then you're stuck with using their ratchet. And I like the idea that with these I can use any wrench on top of these that fits. For the large sizes it's 3/4 or 19 or 3/4. For the small sizes it's 13. So any wrench will work. I love it because then you can toss on the old flex head, or you can toss on just a standard combination, you know, and look at the access you get. So here there's a 3/4 there, and just look at the difference in sizing when it comes to it. Hold on, is that even in frame? Yeah, okay, you can see the difference in sizes is substantial. I mean, this is almost a full inch, and we all know clearance is a big deal when you're working on stuff, and so that is why I went with hex and not spline. So that left a lot of sets I wouldn't even consider just because of that factor. I don't like the idea that if you break your ratchet with them, you're done. So I felt like this just added a lot more versatility than that did. So that being said, this set is super comprehensive. In the 1/4 inch sizes, you got 4.5 to 9, and you got 3/16 to 11/32. And the what they consider 3/8 sizes, you got 3/8 drive size, you got 3/8 to 7/8, 10 to 19. This set does come with 2 different pass-through extensions, which are cool all the way through, and so you got it from both. And that's obviously now you can use that for a 19 if you wanted, or that a 13. And you also get this, which is probably the worst part of the whole unit, honestly, is this thing, this driver. I didn't buy it for that. It just kind of comes with it. It is cool that it's got a hole all the way through it, passes way down deep into it. So I mean, you can get on top of stuff and just hand drive it up and down, if you want to be quick. So I think it's going to have its use, but the only thing that really sucks about it is the retention on it is terrible. So it does retain slightly, but it's mostly just barely. It actually goes on a lot harder than it comes off. It just practically falls off. So that's a little bit of a fail. But it's not that it won't come in handy. You'll just have to be careful it doesn't fall off. So the ratchet here is decent, actually. It is fairly nice. It has got a huge paw inside of it. You can put a lot of torque on this thing. It is a good design. That paw would look good in a 1/2 inch drive. And you could probably put upwards of 250, 300 foot-pounds of torque with this thing, if not maybe more than that. It is fixable, or it is serviceable. I have had it apart myself and cleaned it all up. It sounds good, switches good. There's really no complaints with the functionality of it. I will say that the only really crappy point on this wrench is this selector. It is plastic. So, and it does, if I could get that on camera, it does hang out a bit. So I have read where it fell on somebody and that hit, and which I could see happening, and it broke off the bottom of it. So that is really the only thing that sucks on this ratchet, honestly. It's a bit short too, but it's got a little ball in it. and so it retains. The same with all these. They retain in there. They all got that. They retain on this line, obviously, for the sockets. And I do like that these are color coded. That is cool. I think that that is kind of sweet. And this retains a lot better than the driver does. So doable, honestly. And then look at that though. Let's see. We'll do just apples to apples here. 3/4 on that. Close to 3/4 on your standard pair head here. And just look at that. That is just extreme. That is an extreme difference. So, like I say, another full inch practically. You know, that you can get this in a tighter spot. So, I think these are going to come in real handy. I love that their deep wells basically can fit the bill of deeps and shorts. I'm anxious to try these out on a job and just try to use this exclusively and see, you know, how they perform, and if I can, you know, kind of just, you know, I think it's a great set to throw in the car and take somewhere if you had to do some work and you didn't want to take a bunch of sockets with you. You'd probably make this work for a lot of it. Also, I think that you know, it'd be good, you said, just to have in the car in case you need to, you know, you had a breakdown or something. So anyways, these 3/8 sizes I think are great with this. But you know, the only thing I don't like about the smaller sizes, at least when it goes with this, is you got to use this adapter here. And when you use this adapter, well, let's see, we'll just go ahead and use. I like to compare apples to apples. We'll go ahead and use. We'll go ahead and use this 5. And now you got to use this in order to use that. So now that is pretty substantial. And then if you just have the 5 on a 1/4 inch here, you see that that is actually quite a bit. That is significantly. So you're better off right here than you are here at this point. So what would have been a real win with this set is if it would have came with this wrench and the one that fit for the 1/4 inch sizes, the 13, and, you know, right side by side. I would have rather had that than this driver. I would have had the 19 and a 13, and then gotten rid of that thing altogether, and then had these two, and that would have been absolutely probably perfect setup. So, because that kind of ruins it. But you know, obviously, what you're going to do in this situation is you're going to use, you know, that, and then now you're in a, you know, now you're back to a really great situation as far as sizing goes. As you can see, you're back down to like over 1/2 inch. You know, better access with that. The one thing I don't, as far as sizing goes on them, the one thing that is kind of sucky is, you know, it's hard not to do, especially when you got a uniform 13. You know, 19 is when you get into these smaller sizes. Obviously, that is, you know, really fat around, and that is, you know, going to be a problem getting into small holes and stuff, which may be the situation a lot of times. It may not be a problem a lot of times, but it also may be a problem. So, you know, as you can see here, I mean, it's just crazy bigger than that. So, you know, I see that being a problem. I actually bought, here we'll do another apples to apples comparison. There's an 8. And then I also got, was this an 8? Here's an 8. I bought these OEMs. And these, basically, if it's an 8, it's an 8 wrench that fits it. And that's just for if the situation calls. That's for extreme access. These little guys are. So when this won't fit the bill, but this will fit the bill a lot of times, especially when you're getting into tight spaces, and that's the only issue. And that's just, you know, super thick sockets, so you're obviously, the socket's not gonna fail on these smaller sizes. You got so much metal around them. And the quality of these sockets looks pretty good. Honestly, I don't really have too much to complain about as far as that goes. Like I say, there's that fatness issue, so I just bought these OEMs that are, you know, I'm hoping that will take care of if, you know, I get in a situation where that's, you know, not going to work out. But, you know, obviously you need a nice set of wrenches in order to, you know, work with all these little indents to, you know, get some good retention. So no retention, but that don't matter. You can a lot of times live without retention, and to get something, clearance is, I think, the most important thing. The other couple little things to go over is there's a little driver thing with it. Like I say, once again, kind of gimmick. Little 1/4" driver. Throw in here, you get a nice little stubby. We get these. That increases the piece count on this setup. But you know, don't care about this or this. Like I said, would rather have the 13mm ratchet with a little retainer in it, or a little ball detent, or not ball detent, the little ball. And then you got this, you know. So this is, I mean, kind of cool. It could be better laid out, but you know, now you can definitely make this into a, you know, its own 3/8 drive, quick release. So I don't like the design of this thing, though. I mean, it will work and it will be fine. You know, once again, it's not why you buy it. It's kind of a gimmick. But what I don't love about it is that this lip right here is on this side of it instead of on this side of it, which is silly. Because then when you try to do this, you're always wanting to kind of push it out when you have to put in the quick release. You know, obviously you push the socket in there, and then you do that, it kind of runs it in, and then you run the socket back. I think it's backwards. That lip should be on this side, so when you push all that in, it kind of locks it, and then you can put your socket on. So I bought a set of the Duralast that do what this does, and they're the way, you know, the proper way. So I don't know why they did that. That was I think a engineering fail. But anyways, I don't want to make the video too long because then my phone shuts off because I run out of memory. But like I said, I did want to say that, you know, I'm pretty happy with this set for the price. It fits a lot of the bills. I could not find a perfect set that fit everything, every situation that I wanted it to fit, mainly because of the thickness of these and whatnot. So I will be buying I bought this one other, you know, this OEM set to bolster this, and then I'm probably still going to buy the Harbor Freight Pittsburgh set, which I believe is a 21-piece set. Same wrench, but a comfort grip handle, this extension, and then you only get the 3/8 sizes, and I think it's just as comprehensive as this. So, and then that one, the retention is on the actual sockets, which I like. There's a ball on the sockets, and then there's a little cutout in the wrench that that ball falls into. But what I like about the balls being on the sockets is that it's going to make it so they retain a lot better in you know, any wrench, you know, so that ball should kind of hold it a little bit more in place than just the way these do just fall off. But anyways, these are, you know, for extreme situations or just, you know, a high level of versatility. But you know, for the most part, and I don't know if I mentioned, but this case that this thing, and I may have already, so forgive me if I've already mentioned it, but this case is actually really nice. And these sockets snap into this thing excellently, and I haven't had any issues with anything, you know, coming out of place. This thing's heavy duty and just great to grab and, like I say, throw in the car, and if you had to go do some work somewhere or whatever, you know, this is honestly what I'd probably grab and take. I do like that it's also got that in there all the way. I do like it's got a couple little parts trays. Those are super handy on these sorts of things. Nice steel, I think steel beams going through these for hinges. So I mean, they didn't really mess around with this. They do say they have a hassle-free lifetime guarantee too. So I'm hoping that means that it's like Tecton, where you can just take a picture of the broken whatever, and they just send you a new one, no questions asked. But you know, not sure if that's the case. But anyways, eventually I'll probably do these. I'll review these OEMs too in their own separate video. I do like those things. I mean, look at this little 8mm, you know, and then you get your where'd it go? Do I even have an 8 out? Yeah, even get your little 8 out, and then man, that is just a tiny little deal. That could come in super handy, honestly. But anyways, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it off right there. If you've enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe. Beyond that, Have a great day, and I will talk to you next time.